And welcome back to the channel, everybody. In this episode of the Budget Beater, we're going to be installing this new brake kit from Detroit Axle. It comes with 4 rotors, the pads all the way around, brake cleaner, and brake fluid. We decided to upgrade and go with the premium cross-drilled and slotted rotors. So this thing ought to be a huge upgrade for this little Honda CRV. So let's dive right into it. As you can see, I've already got the vehicle jacked up and supported by jack stands. I just went ahead and jacked it up front and rear so we can already go ahead and do the front and back on this side, and then we'll move to the other side. But if you're curious about this brake kit, I put up a video review of it. It's from Detroit Axle. They make brakes for pretty much any vehicle out there, especially modern vehicles. This whole kit cost me like $179 plus tax, free shipping. So I definitely recommend them. Check those out. But without procrastinating any further, let's go ahead and get to it. I'm only going to show you one because basically they're all the same all the way around. There's no sense in you watch me do 4 of them. So let me set you up on a tripod and we'll get busy. Okay, I'm going to try to do this without getting in the way too much. But pretty basic hand tools, all you're going to need. 12mm for the caliper bolts. And then for the caliper bracket, I think it's a 17mm. It's a Phillips head screw right here. You might need an impact tool to break that loose. As you can see, somebody tried this before and they kind of galled that one up, so I had to break out the little impact. But a couple of whacks of that and a hammer, it broke right loose. Okay, so I got those 12mm removed from the caliper. So we'll just go ahead and, luckily, Honda makes it easy. We can just hang it right up there on the shock or strut, and we can remove these old pads. These appear to be fairly new pads. I mean, if this thing had a brake shimmy like you wouldn't believe. So I don't know if the rotors were warped or not. Those pads got plenty of meat left on them. At least this side does. The inside's a little thinner than the outside, but that doesn't matter to us because we won't be reusing any of that. So let's get this caliper mounting bracket off and we'll knock this old rotor out of the way, clean all this up, and reinstall it. Okay, so I went ahead and used the impact gun to break those caliper brackets loose, and we're just going to take these off, give them a good cleaning, grease the pins up nice and good. That's where a lot of people forget to do. They forget to grease up these slider pins, and that causes your brakes to wear uneven. So we'll get this out of the way. All the reusable bolts over there. We have them. Got enough room to get it off here. There we go. Out with the old. Let's give this a good hose down. It's nice that they give you a kind of brake cleaner. Mainly, I think that's to clean off your new rotors because they ship with a protective coating of oil. But anytime I do a brake job, I always got 2 or 3 cans of brake cleaner on hand, especially on an older vehicle because you're going to need it. So let's clean this caliper mounting bracket up. We'll grease these pins up, throw the new hardware in, and reassemble this thing. Okay, I got the new clips installed. They just snap into place. I'll show you what I like to do for these pins. I got some good premium brake parts lubricant. Just like to give these things a good coating of grease. Pull that grease boot back. And as you can see, that was probably our problem right there. That thing is dried up grease, couldn't move. So we'll give that thing a nice cleaning. Put some fresh grease on it, put it back into place. This is a step that most people tend to forget about when doing a brake job, and like I said, it helps the caliper close at an even rate so you don't get uneven brake wear and end up with a vibration or a shimmy and prematurely ruin your brakes. That thing is empty, no grease in there. I like to just pack it full. Pack that boot full of grease, and then I like to put some on the slider pin itself. And then send it back home. Once you get it in there, it should move freely. The other side's not that bad, but we're going to go ahead and see it's actually got some grease in it. We're going to go ahead and take care of it anyways. They send you a packet of grease for this, but this Prestone seems to do pretty good for me. Okay, anytime you're dealing with a new brake rotor or flywheel, anything like that, they normally ship with a protective coating of oil on them to keep them from rusting. So you're going to have to clean that off if you don't want to glaze on your brakes. So what I like to do is hang that on there. Just give this thing a good bath. And brake cleaner. Where's my rag at? Take a clean rag. Give it a good nice wipe down. Okay, I accidentally grabbed the wrong one. I grabbed the one for the driver's side. I'm in a hurry trying to beat the weather. We got some severe thunderstorms moving in. But at least I got that one cleaned for the other side and ready to go. So we got the correct one on this side now. We can reinstall these screws, or what's left of these screws. That's basically all from here. It's just a reverse of the disassembly process. Put these screws back in. Where's my screwdriver at? There we go. The rotor seated all the way up there first. Okay, I apologize for that, y'all. My camera got full of storage. I don't know how much of that y'all saw, but the reinstallation is basically the opposite of disassembly. It's two 17mm bolts that hold that caliper bracket on, two 12mm bolts that hold the caliper itself on, and just make sure you compress your caliper piston so that your pads will fit over your new rotor, and just reassemble it, torque everything down. They're identical all the way around, so I'm not going to make you watch the other three. I'm kind of in a hurry against the weather here. We got some severe storms rolling in, and I got to knock these other three out. So I appreciate y'all for watching. Hope you got something out of this. If you're in the market for a brake upgrade, check out Detroit Axle. This is not a sponsored video. This is just my personal opinion. Purchased these with my own money. Like I said, this kit cost me $179.99 plus tax, free shipping. It arrived in like 3 days. Nothing was damaged. So far, so good. The products look excellent. Quality looks good. I can't wait to do a road test on these, and when I do, I'll update you in a future video. So if you haven't already, consider hitting that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and we'll see y'all in the next one. Thanks. Before I wrap this video up, y'all, I'm going to jump in here and show you a quick update on the rear brakes I found. This is the problem that we were having. It had a bad vibration when you got on the brakes, and the brakes were wearing unevenly. If you notice that slider pin right here, let's see if I can get the camera to focus. It moves kind of freely, not like it should. Come on, camera, focus. But you see it's got a grease boot on it still. Come on, camera. You can see it's got a grease boot on it still. If you look at the pin on the other side, there's no grease boot left, and this pin is seized. So that is going to cause major issues with your brakes, possibly sticking, definitely uneven pad wear, warp your rotors, vibration, you name it. So don't overlook your slider pins, y'all. We're going to go ahead and fix this one while we got it apart. Everything should be good to go after that.